Hey, what's good, guys? Welcome back to each and one of you. I just finished my live stream watching our president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, speak after more than a week. I want this to just very quickly sink in. We live in a country now where the people of South Africa find out on a Sunday afternoon, well, actually, more like a Sunday morning, that the police minister or the minister of police in this country may, in fact, be tied to criminal organizations. The president of the nation then decides to wait a week. Instead, spend some time at BRICS. Now, maybe you could argue, well, I was already there. So, what would be the point of coming back? But then the president goes on this whole national dialogue nonsense for a couple of days before finally on Sunday evening deciding to address the public on a matter that one might argue perhaps one of the most serious matters we've had in the ANC's luxurious career of criminality within this country. And fundamentally, the president spends about 95% of his entire speech just regurgitating nonsense that we already know, recapping the whole story, as it were, ultimately to come down to we're doing another commission. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that missed it, we're doing another commission. The commission is going to be headed by some judge, and I will do ample research tomorrow on looking if there's any sort of connection between this judge and Cyril Ramaphosa, if we can find anything. I'm just a one-man show after all. And also we have a new minister of police, which is insane. This guy, by the way, is the new minister of police, Feroz Kochalia, acting minister of police. According to Rahman, this guy was he taught him company law at WITS in 2008. Apparently, he was an excellent lecturer. My problem is we have a deputy president a deputy minister of police. Normally, deputy ministers become the ministers. So, who is this deputy minister? When the deputy minister, it is confusing. Ultimately, it is a joke. If for those of you that don't remember, the Zondo Commission came out and they found that so many high-ranking ANC officials were engaged in corruption and theft and criminality, and not a single person has been arrested. In fact, there are currently ministers sitting in cabinet that are implicated in the Zondo Commission reports who are serving this country as ministers in the cabinet. So the question is, what the hell is the point of these commissions? They never do anything. And this was actually a point that was made by Ian Cameron, the National Assembly chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, where he said, this commission will be the one to figure out who in SAPS should be let go. Like, who are the bad apples? The issue here is these commissions can take years. The Zondo Commission was over R1 billion wasted by the taxpayer money, wasted, and it took a long time to conclude. This next commission could also take a year, 2 years, probably another R1 billion down the drain, only to then find out who are the actual criminals serving in the police department, if anything even happens to them, because who knows? And Minister Mukunu, who is now on special leave, paid, by the way, by all accounts. It's not unpaid leave, so the South African taxpayer is still paying his salary. But here, this is truly chilling. Just listen to what Ian Cameron had to say about this.
I think it was a massive opportunity that was missed tonight. The president had a chance to draw the line in the sand and actually act, come out strongly, remove people. He could have even made certain recommendations. The one part that I just struggle to grasp at the moment is, did he say that the commission would determine who needs to be suspended? Now, where on earth, while we are the third highest ranking country for organized crime in Africa, the president says we're going to have a commission to determine when or who should possibly be suspended?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to allow that to sink in. As a country, we are so marred in criminality. And a big part of that is the ANC's inability, either through sheer incompetence or unwillingness, to deal with any criminality whatsoever, and instead to just kick the can down the road, because seemingly that will fix the problem?
It is disgraceful. It really is frustrating. I mean, think about it this way. The Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime found this year that we ranked 7th globally in criminality. We're up from 19th in 2021. We have a criminality score in the country of 7.18 out of 10.
That's what we're dealing with. That is our country, ladies and gentlemen. And as Minister Steenhuisen said as well in his interview, also with the news, the problem is the president fired Mr. Whitfield outright, right? Very decisively dealt with Mr. Whitfield after simply traveling abroad, although we all know that's not actually why Mr. Whitfield was fired. Mr. Whitfield was fired because he was asking very uncomfortable questions about obvious corruption, again, by Parks Tao, the ANC minister in charge there. But this was Ramaphosa's reaction to a minister not within the ANC. Now, suddenly, when we have a minister in the ANC, Ramaphosa just can't be asked. Instead, we're going to have a commission. This commission is going to waste a bunch of time because we know, of course, it's going to waste a bunch of time. And ultimately, South Africa is still not going to have justice. This is disgusting. And my biggest question is, when will South Africans wake up? And I get that we can't really expect people to go to the streets. People have jobs. People want to live. People want to go. But at some point, we have to vote these people out. The ANC cannot continue to be the party in charge of South Africa because they are destroying this country. With every single day that goes by, this country becomes more and more lawless. With every single day that goes by, this country goes further and further beyond the point of no return, to a point where eventually, even if we were to get another government in power, that government would be incapable of saving this country. And that's the thing that scares me most about the entire scenario. What happens next? And what exactly, if anything, is going to come of this commission? Because if you listened to Ramaphosa tonight, he sounded as if he wasn't sure why he was there. He sort of sounded like he was almost annoyed at being there because, well, he would much rather the people just stop complaining about all the corruption and get on with their lives. Anyways, let me know in the comments section down below. Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it? What did you think? What's going to happen next? As always, hit the like. Dislike if you didn't. And I will see all of you in the next one. Peace.